Hey, it's T. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you something, and it's kind of a big one. The dating chat is getting a new name. From here on, this show is called The Love Agenda. Here's why. The dating chat was always focused on dating, helping singles find the right person and get unsingle. But as the show has grown, I've been hearing from a lot of you that you want more than dating insights. You want to talk about love and relationships in general, married or not, single or not. The old name boxed that in. So it's time for a name that actually fits. The Love Agenda. The Love Agenda is actually the ecosystem I've been building for months now. It's a podcast you're listening to right now. It's a case analysis I publish regularly. Real relationship breakdowns where I show you what's actually happening underneath the surface. And it's the frameworks and assessments I have built, all under one roof. On top of that, I have been building a compatibility-first matching platform based on behavioral science and evolutionary psychology. It's called the HeartSync, and it's built on over 20 years of studying how we choose partners and the reasons behind it. I had to build it from scratch because nobody else in the industry is solving the problem at that fundamental a level. So let's clear this up once for all. I'm not here because I dated a lot and decided to make a podcast about it. I'm here because I have spent 2 decades researching partner selection, mating strategy, and compatibility. And I got tired of watching an entire industry selling people dopamine when what they actually needed was a way to evaluate fit. That's the work. That's what the Love Agenda actually is. A set of tangible tools that set you up for clarity that cannot be borrowed elsewhere. If you're curious, feel free to check out the website, theloveagenda.co. Take the assessments. Each one of them only takes 2 minutes. And it will tell you more about who you are, what you desire, and what type of partner truly fits you than 100 first dates will. Check the show notes for links. Okay, now let's get into today's episode. In this episode, I'm talking to Xiao Li, a matchmaker who has spent over a decade helping Asian and Western singles actually find each other and tie the knots. And honestly, this conversation kind of surprised me. We get into the real truths behind the intercultural dating, the misconceptions everyone walks in with, and the small culture cues that quietly make or break a relationship before either person even notices. If you ever wondered how Asian women today are actually navigating equality and partnership, or how Western men can understand Asian dating customs without falling into the usual stereotypes, this one's for you. Xiao Li breaks down what many Asian women are looking for in a partnership today, not the old script people still assume, and how they're balancing that with family and tradition in a modern world. We also get into stuff nobody talks about, differences in emotional openness, how generosity and communication get read completely differently across cultures, and how social media has made cross-cultural dating both easier to start and harder to actually navigate. If you're curious about multicultural relationship, or you're already in it and want to build something that actually lasts, stick around. Shelly is not here to sell you a fantasy. She's here with real stories and real advice. And by the end of this one, I think you will look at intercultural dating completely differently. Now, let's dive in. Hi, Shelly. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you, T, for inviting me.
I've been looking forward to have this conversation with you about cross-cultural dating and relationships.
That's great. Yeah, I'm ready.
So you've been spending over 10 years matchmaking for Asian singles to Western singles?
Yeah, I would say in US, there's a lot of Asian either were born here or came from Asia countries, their home countries later for higher education. Of course, I'm helping them whoever they feel interested in. And it happens a lot. There's Americans, there's people from other countries. We're all, kind of a melting pot living in this country.
Do you see this become a mainstream now, cross-culture?
Yes, I would say so. I mean, just think about it. Even, let's say, all Americans, they could be grow up in New York or grow up in Texas. That's a different culture, right? So I think a cross-culture is, especially with global perspective, and is more and more common.
Yeah, I do see, especially in our Bay Area, right?
Yeah.
It's
very easy to see together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, not only Bay Area. I mean, we started in Bay Area. Now LA is another big community. New York, big market. Plus, it's becoming more and more. So it's like everywhere.
So, do you see if there is actually a reason behind this phenomenon, people specifically seeking out cross-cultural relationship?
I don't think there's a particular reason. It just happened because more and more Asian now living in U.S. And generally, like if you grow up in U.S. As a Caucasian man, you just feel fascinating. There's another culture, something different. And many of our clients, actually, they dated Asian before. They had an Asian partner. They just feel fascinating about the culture, the tradition, and most importantly, they're attracted to the value, family oriented. I think it's a trend because now people can travel everywhere easily. They see more and open their mind. It's just like, wow, yeah.
So, in that sense, are you saying that, like we're talking about American specifically, men in America, they're not really choosing to dating within their own cultural background?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think that people have a different preference. There are a lot men in America still prefer dating Caucasians, Latinos, or from their same background. It just it depends on the city. That's why we focus on Bay Area, LA, New York mainly, and it's just because there's a lot of Asian community. A lot of our clients said in the beginning they were open to all, but after getting into relationship and they feel like they're more attracted to Asian partners. It's just like it happened gradually this way. It's not like they were born, oh, I want to date Asian women. Yeah.
Well, in that sense, should I assume in the past 10 years, your business has been growing?
Yes. Every year it's getting better and better. Yeah. It's a very fulfilling business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the growth of your business.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm curious, what are the most common misconceptions are there that Western men have about Asian women today?
Well, I think the most, even they're attracted to Asian women, they probably didn't know the value of tradition well enough. For example, Asian women in general are a little bit reserved in the beginning. And then once they get to really know you, they can be more relaxed, opened up. And I don't generalize everyone, but there's some gentlemen, they are more westernized, Americanized. They will ask for a kiss and a hug on the first day to each other. Usually after, some educations and guidance, they all kind of getting to know each other better. There's a process for a Western man to date Asian women. But I do have a lot of Asian men looking for Asian women too. So it's not only Western men, like a Caucasian man with Asian women.
Sounds like all culture want to date Asian women.
I think you are very proud, right, as Asian, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm lucky to be Asian in this sense.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, what are the most common misconceptions Asian women have about Western men?
That's a good question. Asian, by culture, they expect a man be generous, pay for the first date, and really be an old-fashioned gentleman to courting, right? Open the door, things like that. And then if, let's say, okay, the man has to make a planning, take initiative. But for Western men, they think it's teamwork. You can make a plan as well, make initiative. Doesn't have to be he leading everything and then you are a bit reactive. So that's the part we usually educate on both a little bit. For women, we always say, you can, just if you like him, why not just say, I really like you. Let's meet again. Doesn't have to be passively waiting. But of course, we also educate the male clients or male member. Like if you really like this Asian girl, she might be a little bit reserved. That doesn't mean she doesn't like you.
Exactly.
And you can be a little bit more up forward. Yeah.
Like pursuing, asking questions, checking in.
Yes.
Yes, I totally get it.
Keep connected. Yeah.
Yes. So for us Asian women, there are many stereotypes in the history, decades ago being formed. These days, our modern Asian woman has evolved in terms of career ambitions, independence, family expectations, right?
Yes.
So in your sense, what are Asian women in general today are seeking a partner?
Yeah, you were right. Just back in my grandma's generation, women didn't go out to work, just stay home. So they always, generally speaking, back old days, they think Asian women is submissive. They're good wife or homemaker, but they're not ambitious. They just serve the family, the husband. But nowadays, Asian women are totally different, all well educated.
Yeah.
In our case, members, they're all very well educated, ambitious, very driven. They want to find a partner on the equal term, like an equal partnership. Not I'm the only one when I get married, it has to be raising the kids. They want a partnership, teamwork together to raise the family. And they also want to continue to pursue their career, right? They want to stay to the work event and not just being a stay-home mom or wife. Yeah.
I see. I do hear the word equal being mentioned a lot. I think people have their own definition and understanding towards the word equal between man and woman.
Yes.
So in this sense, you are saying as modern Asian women seeking equalness in a relationship as more an opportunity to be able to still going out for work-related stuff, not to be trapped at home, just like their sole responsibility of raising kids.
I think also it's not the competition between partners, right? Like who make most money in that sense, or a wife has to do the housework and husband bring the bacon home. It's just more on the term of equal, like whoever.
More like balanced?
Balanced. Whoever, have the
Capable?
most talent and capable and do what. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, for example, me and my husband, we make around the same income. Sometimes I'm a little bit higher and he's sometimes income is higher, but we share the housework together. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your own example. Now that you're mentioning about your own relationship, one question for you is, what quality about you your husband most adore and appreciates?
Oh, I think you should ask him.
Well, so in your opinion, what do you think that is? Well, just some information for our audience. Xiao Li, her current husband, he is American man. It's also cross-cultural marriage. That's why I'm asking, as an Asian woman, what one quality about you that he most appreciates?
I think he appreciated me. I'm not only good at in business world, but I'm also value the family, very family oriented. Love cooking. I love make meal for the family. I think he feel being me into the relationship really enhanced his life. Vice versa, and having him in my life, I just feel there's a more fun adventure we can do together. I think we balance each other. He's a very masculine man, so make me feel I'm very feminine when I'm with him.
That sounds really nice.
I used to be very masculine.
Sounds like good energy.
I learned my lesson. Like I said, I used to be very masculine, very ambitious, in a way, very competitive, and turn off a lot of men.
So what are the costs for a woman to be competitive and have strong masculine energy? Can you be more detailed about that so we can learn about that?
Yeah, because, as a human being, I always say you have a both. You have a masculine energy, you have a feminine energy. Even man has that too, but it's just like how you use your energy. When you're in workplace, even as a woman, you definitely need to be masculine because you got to get the projects done, you got to achieve the result, meet the deadline, everything, right? Especially if you are the manager director in the company. But once you're back home or you're dating, I think you should learn to tap into the feminine energy because that's what men looking for. Men is not looking for another competitive partner, masculine partner, because he can hang out with his buddies, right? His male friends. But when he are with you, he's looking for that sweet,
calm,
nice,
exactly. Peaceful.
He can relax. Exactly. Yes.
Yes. Don't we all want to be relaxed at home?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing your own example about your own mistake, and coming through that mistake, you understood about the importance of what quality as a woman to bring into a relationship. So thank you for that.
Welcome. Yeah. Happy to share.
So I do see that can be, my experience as well. And it's so easy to have cultural misunderstandings when you're dating a person from a different culture. So in your opinion, what are some of the biggest cultural misunderstandings that are happening right now in Asian Western relationship during the dating stage?
Most of my female members actually pretty Americanized in the sense when, if they've been living here or they were born here. I think the biggest one is in terms of commitment. Asian women sometimes will tend to be rush for the commitment. Like if I'm dating someone, I really like this guy, can we settle down quickly? So in the very early stage of dating, they will ask for being exclusive or commitment, like are you ready for marriage? That's even they may not get married quickly, but at least they're looking for that commitment. I think that in a way kind of a scare away men a little bit. Men usually like take time, get to know you and have their own conclusion. So I think that the pace sometimes kind of a misaligned.
So in this sense,
And another one, it's a really big one, is Asian women in the beginning of dating, they feel like, oh, if you like me, you have to be generous to me, shower me with all the gifts, some, right?
I know.
But for Western men, I mean, even the Asian man was born here, they still feel like, oh, I don't want to show off my money just trying to get you love me. So they want to really say, let's get to know each other well. It's gradually, I will, shower you with a gift or my affection. But I think sometimes the women looking for that at very early stages. So it's another misalignment out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I'm Chinese, I'm Asian, just like you, Chinese Asian. I understand completely about what you just said about Asian women need to know the agenda of men, like your intention. You've been dating me for a while. What do you want right now for our relationship, right? We need to know as a respect, and that's our culture. That's how we date growing up also. And back in our own country, men will actually initiate a conversation. And in terms of expecting gifts and generosity, I also can resonate with that because that's also a big part of Chinese culture. Chinese men are very good at doing that. So we're spoiled.
Yeah. Well, now you're in US, so like two sides has to be make adjustment. For Western men, American men, we were educating them why this girl's acting this way. But we also were educating women, like now you're in US, you cannot expect like exact things happening back your home country. So like two people have to make adjustment towards each other.
Do you think, because your clients, they are all people who are serious looking for a long-term relationship. So in this sense, would you advise your Western male client in the dating phase to have open conversation with their Asian date about expectations of generosity so that they can build that trust and open communication? Their expectations during dating journey can be more aligned.
That's actually a good point. So for the generosity in the beginning of dating, we always say, men pay for the first day or first few dates. Most male clients don't have a problem because they come into us, they're all well-educated, good jobs, but I wouldn't suggest them to throw expensive gifts in the beginning as well because it's not necessary. You don't know that person well. So small gifts is fine. Yeah.
Even I'm like, maybe when you get to know each other a little bit more, like, oh, we really, really like each other.
Yes.
And then I want to show you how much I like you by giving you something nice and expensive.
Yeah. But I think most women appreciate the small gesture, like a little gift. Like,
we do.
Oh, he thinking about me.
I totally
yeah.
appreciate that.
Well, in terms of a commitment topic, that's one thing for sure. All the male clients coming to us, they're paying service. That means they are very, very intentional, find a life partner, get married, have a kids. That's no question. But in terms of particular match, I wouldn't tell the client, say, hey, you should tell her about that. Because for men, even they have the best intention to get married, but if it's not with the right woman, they won't do it.
Of course.
So the timing is not under our watch. Like, oh, you got to do this on third day. Just like I always use George Clooney as an example. He was always say, oh, he will never get married. But when he met the right woman, there's no doubt, like nobody forced him. He's the one want to commit more than he was, right?
Yes.
So same
that's
thing.
Really good example.
Yeah. So commitment is like the man has to feel ready on his own to make a proposal or get engaged. So it can't be forced. That's the big misunderstanding from a women's side, especially Asian women. They want commitment so quick, so early. Sometimes we'll push the man away. Yeah.
Well, in terms of secure commitment from a woman's end, I think it's also very different as who they're dealing with. Like people who are your members, they are already demonstrated they're being serious. So you know you're going out with a guy who is looking for a long-term relationship for sure. So you shouldn't be worried about his intention. It's more like, how can I nurture this relationship so we can build commitments, right? Instead of rushing him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or in terms of are we compatible to make that commitment?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between using matchmaking service or you do on your own for online dating.
Totally. Yeah.
Online dating, you can vetting people true intention.
Never know.
Exactly.
People on their Bumble profile, they will say, I'm looking for a long-term relationship. At the same time, it's like open to see where things going. What exactly are you looking for? Make up your mind, right?
Well, from a human perspective, I believe deep down, everybody's looking for love, to be loved.
How can we survive without love?
Yeah, exactly. But relatively speaking, it's all with who, right? With the right person, everybody will say, okay, he's the one or she's the one. I'm ready to commit. But if with the wrong person, they always say, yeah, I don't know. So sometimes people will make excuse. One person ready, another one not ready. And the one not ready will say, oh, my work is really busy. I don't think I'm ready for now. They will use different excuse. And then the women will come back and say, you said he's ready, but now his work is too busy. And most of the time, that's an excuse because he found that maybe it's not right fit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, when a man says, I'm too busy, I'm like, goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Because if you really like me, you will never say that to me. You will always make time. You can say, hey, recently I become much more busier than before because blah, blah, blah. But however, I'd love to see you every 5 days, every 2 weeks, if you are available type of stuff, right? So it's like making things happen instead of just like, I'm busy.
Yeah, not every singles are good at about communicate because generally speaking, people will feel awkward to say no to another person. And especially you're beautiful, you're nice, but they still feel there's some incompatibility. It's really rare for people to sit down and say, I really like you, but I feel this part, we're not compatible. Let's be friends. So as a matchmaker, we deliver that message. Because people feel awkward generally. They don't want confrontation. They don't want to hurt another person's feeling. So they just either ghosted online. You see lots of people ghosted you. Not like you're a bad person. So I always tell single, never feel bad someone ghosted you. It could be he just not ready or he feel awkward to say something to hurt your feeling.
Yeah, ghosting definitely has nothing to do with person to be ghosted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, at least as a matchmaker, you are delivering that message. It's not like just being ghosted. I don't even know what's happening, right? So at least...
Oh, yeah. Or practice, we will never allow two people ghosted. So we will go ask, hey, what do you think? What happened? You said you're going to see her again, but you never text her what's going on.
Yeah.
So
that's very helpful.
Yeah, he will give us feedback. The things he feel awkward to say to the lady directly, but he could be honest with us. And even someone will still kind of avoiding. We will say, hey, I'm a matchmaker. You can just be open up with us. What's going on? That's actually will be helpful for us to match you with other candidates later on. If you don't tell us anything, how we can improve the match for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Family is a big element in our culture. The opinion from my family is really important. Is this also in your case, from your experience? Does family involvement today, in today's environment, still impacting cross-cultural relationship? And does that create any challenges?
I think more for women, especially Asian women. Asian culture is very face-based. Like, what my parents will say.
You mean face?
Face, yeah, face-based culture, right?
Yes.
They don't want to lose face. They want to save face.
Yes.
So the girl will say, he's so short. And how can I bring him to see my parents or family? They're all going to say something. I feel awkward. So that's the part of we actually educate a female is what are you really looking for? Is someone to make you happy or make your family happy? Right?
Yeah. So what do you think of having approval from the family?
Well, if a girl is still looking for approval, that means she's not mature enough to have her own relationship.
Okay, good answer.
So, yes, that's the part of we give some guidance if she can be receptive. Same as a man. I mean, if you get approval, that means you're not confident about yourself.
Yeah, that's very true. But I think having approval from your family versus respecting your family's opinion is a very different thing. I think it matters to listen to what your family had to say about the person you might get into a serious relationship with or married to.
Well, I've been in US for too long. I'm very Americanized. I would answer is no. It's more about your own feeling. Even you made a mistake, as long as at that moment you think he's a good one for you, you love him, why not? My first marriage, my mom was against very much, but I decided to marry him because I loved him. But later on, through the life journey, we drifted apart. I didn't regret my decision back then, because back then it was me, right? I learned now. So it's harder to tell people what to do if they're not in that stage yet. So yeah, I think independence is important about your own thinking. In this process, I always encourage them to get their own feelings, how you feel about the relationship, not how your mom, dad feel about this relationship. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I'd like to talk more about conflicts.
Sure. Yeah.
So what are some major cultural conflicts tend to show up when the relationship gets serious? Can you maybe share an example of a cross-cultural couple who had significant cultural difference and conflicts when they're seriously dating, and eventually they were able to overcome that and build a successful relationship? Maybe they got married.
Well, in terms of the value about money spending, investment. So in Asian culture, we don't spend like no tomorrow, right? We always save for future, for retirement. There are some American men. It's American culture in a way. Just if I like someone, I just buy it, and I can get a credit card, get a credit line to buy it. I think they will cause some conflict in partnership in the marriage. It's like the wife wants to save for kids' education, and the husband say, oh, okay, just let's spend buy expensive car, right?
Oh, really?
Or go for vacation.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I did not think that would be the answer.
What's the answer you were expecting?
More like intangible aspect. I didn't think Western men tend to be like that financially.
Well, I always say it's not all the men. There's a tendency, some men, or maybe more than Chinese or Asian men. Yeah. Saving is really the Asian culture, in my experience. American culture is like you get a loan to buy bigger house, right?
Yes.
You get a bonus, you go buy car, nice car. You switch car every year or something like that. Yeah. That's my observation. I could be wrong, but
so sometimes I feel like when you're on dating apps, when you're screening people, maybe you want to ask questions like, what is your net worth versus your debt ratio?
Well, we don't do that often because we serve for our clients. If our clients say you got a screening if he has a big debt, and a male client will say, oh, don't give me a woman like a gold digger, like always want to buy luxury stuff. I want someone that's really truly into building a partnership, building a family together.
Yeah, seems like that is one of the biggest fear from men. They all worry the person they're going to get married to is going to care too much about money and going to be a gold digger. I think there are a lot of misconceptions also about the concept of gold digger. It's like every woman is gold digger or something. That's just a vibe I get.
So that's actually talking from a difference between men and women. You know, women in general, all the women, they want a security, they want safety.
We do.
Especially they're with men. For Asian women, it's more than that. So they're naturally looking for a more successful man because the man can provide for the family with that security, safety. But you have to think also from a man's perspective. Like if a man's successful, that means that he work hard. He goes through a lot to get to where he is today. And of course, he won't find someone who truly love who he is, not about his success and the money.
But it is also about his success and money that attracted the woman from the very start. That's just a part of who he is.
Yeah, that's why two people have to think from the other person's perspective. Yeah. It's like, okay, I understand that she asked me about how much I'm making because she wants security. She wants a good provider for the future children, I understand, right? But the women also have to think, I cannot ask that right at the beginning. I have to really get to know him and make sure I really love him and he loves me. And then we can talk about the money situation. So yeah. That's one thing. I think there's other just kind of lifestyle and habit. Asian women in general, they like cooking healthy food at home. I think that brings a lot of value. I heard so many gentlemen say, oh my God, my partner or my girlfriend or my wife, she's such a good cook. She always prepare a healthy meal. Because when I was single, I always eating out, McDonald's, all the junk food. And now I'm much healthier. I think that's it's a good part. But there are women complaining their boyfriend can't handle Asian food too much. So that's kind of a lifestyle to how people adjust to each other.
Yeah, I think as long as you can have a conversation about it and willing to adjust, compromise a little bit to each other, I can see that work out nicely.
Yeah.
So for someone dating outside of their culture for the first time, and what are some things they should avoid? What are some mistakes they should avoid making?
First date, we will give a little kind of a first date do's, don'ts orientation. It just basically help a man to understand the Asian culture, what to expect. Like a first date, do not have too much physical intimacy, like a hug or a kiss. You have to get kind of a signal from the lady. She's okay with that. If she feel a little tense or reserved, and then just back off. Right.
Yeah, I do think just in general, on the first date, being reserved is always a safe and good strategy. You don't need to rush to kiss a woman so fast. You can wait on second date or third date, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not going to lose anything.
Yeah, that's true. I have one client. He's Italian. It was not like with certain purpose. Just like she's beautiful. I'm Italian. I just love to give her a kiss.
Yeah.
It's nothing more than that. So we will go back to the lady because the lady said, oh my God, he's Italian. You have to understand the culture, right? That's cultural difference. But most of the time after explanation, the people say, oh, okay, like let's meet again, get to know more about each other. Unless I do have a lady, she said, well, I already said a few times and then the guy still do it, then it become...
That sounds really annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I have to respect the boundary, right? You already said no, like I'm not comfortable. Especially if I said I'm not comfortable, you still do it, then it will be too much. Yeah.
Yeah, no, bad. So, Xiaoli, nowadays with information flowing so freely globally all over the place through social media, right? Do you think social media made cross-cultural dating easier? And have they created new challenges and expectations?
Social media, actually, I'm not on social media that much. Most of our clients, they are not big on social media. But I do believe from a concept perspective, of course, social media will help you to understand another culture much easier than before you have a limited information. That's for sure. I mean, that in a way, like you said, facilitated the cross-cultural. People say, oh yeah, I love Thai food and now let's see how can meet a Thai girl, things like that. Yeah.
What? I like Thai food, therefore I want to meet a Thai girl?
Yeah. I mean, people sometimes come back to me and say, oh, I just visited Thailand for a month. I love the culture. I love the girls are beautiful. They are always smiling, sweet. Now I want to see if I can meet a Thai girl. It's happened a lot. Same thing. China, or because I visited there, I worked there, there's a reason. So they're fascinated about the culture. Yeah.
So for our listeners who might be open to dating cross cultures and they're still uncertain or intimidated maybe, what type of mindset would you encourage them to adopt? What are some tips or advices on this?
It's really depend on what they feel. If they're nervous because they never had that experience, I mean, the best way is to meet more cross-cultural matches.
Go on more dates.
Yeah, go on more dates to gain the experience.
Cool. So after you're helping so many people through their cross-cultural relationship and building successful marriages over the past 10 years, what have you learned about our human connections?
Everybody wants that connection. I think online dating, in a way, to adding more difficulty for human connection. Because when you have so many options, you just go one after another. You forgot to build a human connection. And in our matchmaking, we really encourage you to get to know a person. I always say when my clients get on first date, I say even maybe on first 5 minutes, you think he or she's not the one you might be looking for, but I still want you enjoy the first date and get to know the person and give me the 5 things you like about the person. That's called build a human connection. Like you really get to know the person as a human, not like your future husband or wife perspective. Yeah, just genuinely curious about that person.
Then follow-up question is, what have you learned about relationship that surprised you the most after this 10 years working as matchmaker?
Surprised me most is when people don't have a criteria. Yeah.
Most people don't have it.
Most people have a lot.
A long list.
Long
I
list,
see.
yeah. But once you are open-minded, what I mean long list is they get into so detailed about the height, the color of the eyes, it's just so detailed.
That's
They have the
crazy.
fixed pattern, but I would say 99% of our success stories are from the people who are very open-minded to go on date. We will provide the profile for you to take a look. So we will make sure they are match what you're looking for, let's say education, job perspective, or basic personality. But lots of people just stuck on the picture. Oh my God, she's not my type on picture, or he's too short for my standard.
That's too superficial judgment.
Yeah. But the people who's very easily to get a success story from us is they check the profile, they think the basic things, it's what they're looking for, and they were just open-minded to go on dates to see how the connection, how the chemistry goes.
Yeah.
Only find out in person.
Yeah, that's very true. So one last question before we close our interview today. That is, if there's one lesson you wish every person are looking for a cross-cultural relationship to understand before they start dating, what could that be?
Open-minded. Like you're really receptive to our suggestions. So especially if you're coming to us, right? If you decided to work with us, and you should go on every date we provide for you. It's an opportunity because the magical happens when you go on every date.
So, Xiaoli, as a premium matchmaker, when you use the word premium, it automatically implies it's expensive service, is it?
Yes.
So would you like to share if any person want to become a member and look for your help, how much would that be?
Our price actually has a range based on the age, the location, and also very important based on the client search criteria. Because if the client is very open-minded, and the price can be lower. But if she give us or he give us, like you said, the long list, and it will be, yes.
That's a lot of more work.
Yes. Because this business is very labor intensive. It's the business of building human connection. So before I recommend a match, let's say for you, I will build a connection with the match first. That's called a vetting system. Vetting. I will vetting him, interview him, get to know him before I can determine if he will be good for you, right? So we always take a consultation first to get to know you first. Let's say if you want to become a client, but the first thing is I will have a consultation, talk to you, understand what you're looking for, your past relationship, what's the pattern, what's your mindset, how long is your list? Yeah.
So, Xiaoli, if any our listeners is interested in learn more about you or hop on a consultation call with you, where can they find you?
The best way to find me is on our website, asianmatchmaker.com, and there's an inquiry form, and there's just a lot of content on the website, or success story, or the testimonial, and our process. Also, my personal background, why I got into matchmaking, everything's on the website.
That's great. I'll put your link in the show notes.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to share with all of us today?
There's a lot. We can go another hour or two.
Well, we can always have another episode. You can share more about the real world examples.
Sure, yeah. Let's do that. To ending this episode, I would say if you want to be efficient and effective to finding your life partner, matchmaking is the way to go, especially with the so overwhelming online dating, digital world, also people just generally busy, right? And the stress from work and everything together. It's just like you hire a personal trainer to help you to improve your body condition.
That is a really good analogy. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners already resonate with that. It is very true. Today's dating environment is very hectic and very exhausting. So everything you're saying is right.
Yeah.
So I hope
Yes.
if anybody's interested in learning more about premium matchmaking, go ahead and connect with Xiao Li. Her consultation is free.
Yes, complimentary.
All right. Thank you so much, Xiao Li.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good time. So
yeah. I really
always happy to talk more.
awesome. I really enjoyed our conversation today. Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you for staying with us until the end. Here's what I took away from today's conversation. Cross-culture dating isn't harder because two people are different. It's harder because nobody teaches you how to actually communicate across that difference. Stay open. Get specific about what you don't understand instead of assuming you already know. And the gaps stop being a wall. It becomes the most interesting part of the relationship. If this episode brought you value, please hit subscribe, leave us a rating review, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Word of mouth is how we grow this mission. If you want to speak with Xiao Li, you can reach out to her through the link in the show notes. Thank you again for sticking around with us all along. I'm your host, T. Until next time, keep showing up, stay kind, stay curious, and never settle for less than the love you truly deserve. See you in the next episode.